This Monday at 9, Sky One lifts the lid on the drug habits of Middle England in brand new documentary Coked Up Britain. Now though, Dom Joly's excellent adventure.
I'm Dom Joly, and I grew up in Beirut.
What?
I'm off on a road trip to retrace my family holidays through the mountains of Lebanon and into the Syrian desert.
Are those vultures? Hezbollah t-shirt?
It'll be a journey full of rich cultural experiences.
Normally people come in here are arrested or what?
Extreme physical hardship.
No, had enough.
And an emotional journey of self-discovery.
Is there a bar near here?
It should be an excellent adventure. My stately home in the Cotswolds, the morning of our departure.
Okay, so I'm just getting packed, and I've got Parker, my little girl, to help me pack. P, what do you think I need if I'm going to the desert?
A camel.
A camel?
Yeah.
I'll be leaving my young family behind, but curiously they don't seem that upset.
Better to keep them happy than to have them miserable at home.
You missed a bit there.
Oh, where?
Just there. I like that to be really clean, yeah.
Here or was it there?
I'm taking my friend Pete, who I've known since I was 16.
Dom, who is an old friend, called me saying he'd got a really exciting proposition.
Basically, he's a bit of an idiot.
And I said, where's Beirut? Can you show me on the map? I haven't heard of it before. And he said this other place called Syria, which I've never, ever heard of. You know, it's just...
He's an artist, supposedly, and he lives in Newfoundland, so he hasn't been out much.
I've known Pete for ages. We first met on a cycling holiday in the Low Countries, and his easygoing nature makes him a perfect travel companion.
Well, we're going to Lebanon, where I grew up, and I haven't been back for about 20 years. It's a really cool country. Like Beirut's like where we lived. Halfway you could go skiing in an hour, go to the beach in an hour, but people were shooting at you, so it was kind of good and bad, you know.
Growing up in Lebanon was no picnic. From 1975 onwards, the country was ravaged by a ferocious civil war. For holidays, my family would escape on expeditions to the east, to Syria. These were magical trips, and I've never forgotten them. In 1987, my parents divorced, and I moved to England with my mother, never to return. Now, 18 years later, I've got the chance to go back. Our plan is to try and find a particular cave in the middle of the Syrian desert, where, 30 years ago, I carved my name as a little boy. It's been so long, I thought I'd do a spot of research just to assure Pete that we wouldn't be in any danger.
And this is the Foreign Office travel advice. So let's have a check and see what they say. Summary. There is a continuing threat from terrorism in Syria. Most recently, there are a number of clashes between extremists, okay? Political situation, not good. The last 6 months has been a spate of bombing explosions in and around Beirut. Local travel. Avoid driving outside the main cities.
Oh.
With Pete suitably reassured, we're off. From Beirut, we'll cross over the Lebanese mountains, then down into the Bekaa Valley to the headquarters of Hezbollah. Then, across the border, into the police state of Syria, past Crusader castles, and visit one of the Middle East's most famous markets. Then it's into the desert, to the Roman town of Palmyra, where somewhere nearby, hopefully, I'll find the cave in which I once carved my name. It felt great to be back in Beirut, and I couldn't wait to show Pete around.
You've never driven in the Middle East before, have you?
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, you're about to have a really quite special experience. Here we go. I learned to drive here, so I'm pretty good. Someone showed me in the Guinness Book of World Records that the world's easiest driving test is the Lebanese one, and it consists of 4 bricks. And you start the car, drive between 2 bricks, and then you reverse through the other 2 bricks. This is the most important thing in Lebanese driving. Constantly beeping.
Dom's driving is very non-aggressive.
What? What? Look at this guy. Unbelievable. Come on, yes, what do you want? See, it's great. This is how driving's meant to be. To me, this whole city's like a big video game when you're driving. It's Woohoo! My driving style in London's never been that appreciated by anyone. But here, you're going to see where all this training...
Does it easy? Does it make up something to say?
1987, I think was the last time I left, and it was still pretty much just a war zone. And there's quite a lot of new building, and it's actually looked quite cool. I mean, it's just really weird being back, basically, and hearing Arabic and French and stuff.
The first place I wanted to go to was my old school up in the hills above Beirut. It's an American Quaker school that curiously boasts Osama bin Laden as an old boy. I did look him up on Friends Reunited, but nothing.
My main memory of it was that during the war, when petrol became almost impossible to get a hold of, I used to actually ride to school on a horse. I thought it was quite cool turning up to school on a horse, but actually I had the shit kicked out of me and bullied for that. I was called Horse Boy. It's very weird being back, actually. It hasn't changed at all.
So what's your biggest memory of, like, loitering up here?
Oh, I had a great one here, actually. It was just when the Civil War had started, and an ITN film crew came to film, like, because it was a foreign school. And the ITN guy says, so are you scared when all the bombing's going on? And apparently I went, no, because my daddy says they're jolly bad shots. It was like, what a twat. So we'd all sit here, and then what would happen, basically, is you'd have, like, Israeli jets coming over here and going down into Beirut on bombing runs.
Oh, really?
So you'd have, like, 150 kids all playing around. And the moment a plane came over, everyone does the that or that, and they're all just going like that, and they're about 6 years old, and you think, things are looking good for the future of this place. I never got one. Lots of people sort of say, well, when the war started, why didn't you just go back to England, basically, or leave? But I mean, my grandfather, my father, and me were all born in Lebanon. You know, you don't just leave somewhere, it's your life, it's where you grew up. And it's an amazing place anyway. And I guess when it was all happening, you didn't sort of realise how weird it was. You're just in the middle of it and you get on with it, you know.
Pete still seemed to be a little unsure as to where we actually were, so I thought I'd give him a bit of a sniper's eye view of the city.
Here we go. Hot air ballooning in downtown Beirut. Okay, we're in a balloon about 200 metres above Beirut, and actually in the old days, this would have been a prime target. You had gunners firing shells in, and this would have been a really good one to hit. But to do a quick guide of, like, who's fighting who or who was in Lebanon, basically West Beirut over there, basically Muslim, East Beirut here, Christian, up there are the Druze, dotted along down there with some Palestinian refugee camps. You've got Israel that way, Syria that way, and at one stage, nearly everyone was shooting at everyone, and then they all changed teams and did it again. It is the most complicated war I think I've ever read about, but essentially everyone got shot at some stage. This is one of the big old hotels of Beirut, Holiday Inn, which has just been hammered from shells up in the mountain. But then if you look down from there, you've got the Phoenicia Intercontinental, which is a brand new hotel, kind of symbolic of New Beirut. And then on the seashore, you've got Hotel St. George, which in the 60s was kind of the Playboy place to come and water ski and chill out. Beirut's such a mix of all this kind of old, new, Christian, Muslim, screwed up, dead. It's just a weird place. That's why I love it, and I just stood up. I don't know why. Coming back is very cool, actually, although it's quite weird, because I kind of grew up here till I was 18, but I've been away for so long that in a funny way it feels like visiting a new country. It's kind of not, it doesn't really feel like home anymore, but I really love it, and I kind of feel comfortable here, especially on a bench with Pete and a sunset.
Oh, I never thought you cared.
I don't.
Oh.
It's for TV.
Tomorrow we start our journey for real, but for tonight we have an opportunity to sample Beirut's nightlife.
Someone we met who kind of knows Beirut quite well said that this particular place, whatever you want, you can get. Pete, for instance, had an experience when he was travelling in Tahiti with a ladyboy, and I think if he wanted that again, I think that could be readily available. I'm smoking Apple at the moment, not Chris Martin's Child, but just Apple. The whole world of the nargila is a bit like an ice cream shop. We're offered strawberry, orange, raspberry. There's one stuck into a watermelon there. If it burns, you can smoke it, basically. So, but apple's nice. I like apple.
It's the next morning, and we're finally on the road. A little worse for wear, but luckily, our first stop is at one of my family's favourite restaurants in the ancient port of Byblos.
This place has actually got a sign outside saying it's a meeting place for international personalities. And some of the millions of people that come and visited here, from Jacques Chirac to the President of Slovenia, David Niven, have been here. So as a child coming here, it was only a dream that would be up on that wall. I actually thought I'd bring one of my publicity cards and just see if we can get it up on the wall. I'll sign it for Pepe, obviously, so we'll see. You think that would look good next to the president of Slovenia? Yeah?
No, we will ask Mr. Pepe.
Yeah, okay.
He was clearly starstruck.
It'll be okay. In the 60s, this really was where everyone who was anyone and David Niven met. Oh, I know, I'm here. But, yeah.
Till today, all famous people coming here.
Yeah, who have you had recently?
Have Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando? Is that recently?
No, not recently. He's dead now.
Has Ali G been here? You know Ali G?
No.
Has he been here? Okay, good, I've beaten him.
This is Pepe Abed, and for the last 40 years he's run this seaside restaurant and hosted some of the great and the not so great for grub at his place. I chatted to Pepe about some of my better known karate movies in the hope that this just might do the trick.
Ah, je suis sur le mur. Parfait, I'm on the wall. I'm on the wall, it's been confirmed. Excellent. Maybe between David Niven and possibly Václav Havel.
Pepe pleaded with me to stay longer, but we had to hit the road. We had a mission to accomplish. We had a cave to find.
Driving through the Chouf mountain range, so we're out of the urban sprawl of Beirut and into kind of more wild lands. So the trip's already started now, so it's quite exciting. And just back a bit, just a little bit more.
What, just a bit further?
Yeah, just a bit further. You know what that is down there, Willie?
What's that then?
That's the Bekaa Valley. We're on our way to go and see some of the Lebanese vineyards because there's really good wine here.
Grown in the Bekaa Valley, Lebanon's gorgeous wines are one of its best-kept secrets.
If you're trying to impress someone who doesn't have any knowledge of wine, just say, yes, I quite fancy one of those Lebanese numbers because it's, you know, it's quite a winey thing to do. Oh, it's definitely a vineyard.
You want to try a grape?
Very sweet late harvest Austrian grape, often used with pudding.
Is it good?
It's absolutely delicious, apart from all the fertiliser on it.
On the pips. So what are we doing this for?
It's just another of those long, boring, you know, kind of distant walking shots you get in documentaries.
Oh, for atmosphere.
Well, fill time. We should do it as though we're talking and nodding, and then really laugh.
Both Pete and I are quite serious wine buffs, so the opportunity to sample some of the finest Lebanese vintages was not something that either of us were going to pass up.
Do you have any bigger glasses, or...?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's our white wine, Blanc de Blanc 2004, got the golden medal this year in...
Lovely. What's next?
This one's our lightest rosé.
This is quite delicate, this one, is it?
Yeah, it's very fruity, this one.
Okay. Fruity. What's next?
Red wine.
Lovely.
It's a blend of Cabernet Sauvignon.
Excellent. What's next?
It's a blend of 60% Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah, same as the last one. Should we just pour?
And is this ready to drink now?
Yeah, you can drink it now, you can keep it more.
Excellent. Lovely.
Okay.
That's bloody good. That's great.
And here it's our top quality of red wine, the third millennium 2002.
I'm a very good driver.
That's definitely my favourite. Although it's difficult to tell, isn't it? Is there any way we could do the whole thing again, just to get the taste?
I doubt it.
Is this wine?
No, it's water.
Okay, I'll try that. Oh, that's lovely.
No
actually.
alcohol.
Oh, really? That's very nice. Is this for sale down in the shop?
No.
All right, well, thank you very much. That
You're
was
welcome.
very
It must have made a refreshing change from the usual riff-raff that this lady normally deals with to have a couple of connoisseurs in the house.
Where's the car?
Have you got the key?
I don't know. Who are you?
Tomorrow things promise to get really interesting. We're off to Baalbek and the headquarters of the Islamic fundamentalist organisation Hezbollah. Not much chance of a drink there, I imagine.
You ever seen this?
Protruding bone, distorted features. I've only seen these mutations once before.
You sure you had the firepower to stop him?
He was found with his head imploded.
What happened?
I'm not myself. I'm better.
Stay back.
Threshold, Wednesday at 9, Sky One.
Survival depends on the ability to evolve. Introducing the most advanced Mondeo yet. The new 2005 Mondeo. Evolution is beautiful.
This is a story that became a film. At Argos, get 20% off all DVD and digital camcorders. Don't shop for it, Argos it.
The Black & Decker Dustbuster for powerful suction. With advanced cyclonic technology, helping to clear up after your little cyclones again and again.
This is the Long Way Round Special Edition DVD. Experience the highs and lows of travelling 20,000 miles around the world on two wheels. The Long Way Round. Share in our incredible adventure on this extended 3-disc, 10-episode set. The Ultimate Road Trip, The Long Way Round Special Edition DVD.
Pop off to Asda for a selection of quality wines at half price. From Chablis for $4.98 to Kamala for only $3.98. There's everything you need to pocket a lower-priced Christmas at Asda.
Some believe there must be magical elf life baking away in the Nutrigrain factory.
Yes, well, we've been sat here ever since they launched Choc Chip 11s. 7:28. I mean, they're so soft and delicious and cakey. It's not right, is it? I saw an elfie hopping by the factory. There's yet no magic. It's just a matter of waiting. Hop along, elfie, hop along, elfie, hop along, elfie, elfie.
Now with wheat, oats and choc chips baked into soft, yummy cakiness. New Choc Chip 11s is made soft and yummy by magic, apparently.
So you're 21 again. So what? You look gorgeous. And so does your skin. And now you can help keep it looking younger for longer. Nivea Visage Beauty Boost with creatine helps keep your skin firmer and smoother and minimises the appearance of fine lines. Nivea Visage Beauty Boost helps your skin look younger for longer.
This year, we'll give each other over 500 million presents. Boots know that giving feels good. That's why for every 2 gifts you buy from Boots' special Christmas range, you get the 3rd for free. Because giving more feels even better, trust Boots.
8 o'clock.
And 9.
And
9. 8. And 9. 8.
And
9.
8 o'clock.
And 9. What?
8 o'clock.
And
9.
Showtime.
With great movies at 8 and more great movies at 9 every single night. Do you 8? 8. Or do you 9?
9. 9.
Great movies at 8 and more great movies at 9 every night on Sky Movies.
I grew up in Lebanon. My friend Pete and I are on a road trip retracing the route of my family holidays into Syria. We're on a mission to find some caves that I carved my name in as a boy. Today is our last day in Lebanon before we enter Syria. We arrive in Baalbek, headquarters of the Islamic fundamentalist organization Hezbollah, the party of God, proponents of suicide bombings, and seemingly rather canny merchandisers.
What's that?
شو هاي؟ This is Hezbollah? Hezbollah t-shirt? واحد. How much? 5,000.
Hello, my friend.
Come on, 5,000.
20,000.
6,000.
Excuse me.
Can't believe I'm haggling with Hezbollah. $20. Okay? Yes?
Bienvenue, vive la France.
Vive la France.
Vive le Liban.
Vive Hezbollah. Vive John Prescott.
With the ruins of Baalbek currently under the control of Hezbollah, who are not exactly known for their party scene, it's pretty ironic that this ancient Roman site was dedicated to Bacchus, the god of wine, dance and sex.
This is the equivalent of a kind of Club 1830.
Yeah, this was party
Roman
central
times.
for like 600-700 years.
After a busy sort of year at the Forum,
they'd
you
come
take a
here,
package holiday down to Baalbek
and you just get,
absolutely wasted.
Do you want me to read a little bit?
Yeah, I'm going to go on, but you do.
Baalbek's enthusiasm in its worship of Baal's consort.
Baalbek was always one of the first stops on our family expeditions.
I mean, I had hoped coming back they'd have finished it, but still no progress.
Those are the biggest columns in the world.
You used the word girth, didn't you?
Because their girth is 2.3 metres wide.
That's big, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's horseboy.
Yeah, so they're only 6. There used to be 59.
I mean, this is the most incredible place, and there's absolutely no one here. Do you think it has something to do with the town being a kind of headquarters for Hezbollah? I suppose that might put some people off.
But it's nice for us.
I think it's very nice. It's great.
It's
Hezbollah should move into some more tourist areas.
Yeah.
If Hezbollah took over Paris, it'd be a lovely city.
Oh.
Here we go. Here we go. They've spotted us. Yeah, get down.
What was that?
That was a gunshot. That's normally the rallying call that they've got tourists in the in Baalbek. It's probably a welcoming thing, I'd imagine.
Unbelievably, we actually spot another tourist. I felt that I should introduce myself.
Hello. You're a tourist?
Tourist, yes.
From
Japan.
Japan? I'm from England.
England?
Yeah,
Oh.
how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Not many of us about here, not many tourists.
Tourist.
You're a very brave man. Have you seen any guns?
Gun?
Here. Okay. We're slightly more worried than you are about it, but that's good. Are you with them here, or are you training, or what? You tourist?
Tourist, yes.
Yeah,
Tourist,
you're not doing a training camp or anything here?
Touring company.
Yeah. On your own?
Only one.
You drive car?
No, walking.
Walking?
Walking.
From Beirut?
Beirut and service.
Oh, taxi. Okay,
yeah.
brilliant. Okay, nice to meet you. Okay,
Yes,
see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later.
Lovely man. I think he's found some of the local produce. It just shows that wherever you go, however far in the world, there'll always be at least one Japanese tourist. Today we go off to Syria, and possibly things are going to get a little bit more hairy. And I have to say, we noticed this, the UN vehicle, which is normally an indication that things aren't that good. And I've just warned Willie that if we do get into a kidnap situation or anything, it's each man for himself, but I'm going to heavily hint to them that this is the man they want to take. So I'm Swiss for the rest of our trip. Well, everyone we've met, every time you tell them we're off to Syria and stuff, they go, good luck in Syria, or be careful in Syria. So we'll have to see what happens.
What's that then?
Today we're crossing from Lebanon into Syria. Now, Syria's not the most liberal of countries. Not for nothing did it make President Bush's infamous Axis of Evil list.
Fingers crossed.
It's a notoriously tricky border at the best of times, and because they don't get that many tourists, we were anticipating some tough negotiations. We were marched into the office of the head honcho, not knowing quite what to expect.
So normally people come in here are arrested, or what?
I needed to find a way to break the ice.
Have you heard of Ali G? No? I am in England on TV. Comedian, you know, comedian? Yeah.
People laugh. But no.
Like Mr. Bean. Like Mr. Bean, yeah, they know Mr. Bean. It's always Mr. Bean, I can't believe it. It's always Mr. Bean here before me. Here you are. Okay, this is a present for you. So maybe you can put it here. Huh? Just next to Mr. Assad, like that, be perfect, yeah? What do you think? It'll be good.
My status as international personality has paid off. However, there is a catch. Syria is a fully operational police state. This is a place that likes to keep an eye on everybody. So the Syrian government has appointed a guide to accompany us. At this stage, I'm not quite sure what this means, but at least we're in.
Let's rock and roll. Shukran. Woohoo! Here you go. This is me. Hello. Hello. We're gonna love Syria.
Yeah, I agree.
Rock and roll.
Let's go, let's go.
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was a freak like me? Don't ya? Don't ya? Don't you wish your girlfriend was
First stop, possibly the most impressive Crusader castle in the world, Crac des Chevaliers. As a boy, I used to act out my own battle scenes here, in what was for me one enormous playground. Of course, in those days, the only person keeping an eye on me was my mum. Now things are a little different.
That's the gentleman kindly provided for us by the Syrian government to help us out, make sure we don't get lost or film bad things. So that's Sham. He's very helpful, isn't he?
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah, lovely chap.
Yeah. On we go.
Hello.
Let's drop a little stone. And then if you count, we can tell how deep it is.
Ready?
Okay. 1, 2,
It's about 4 foot.
With no water.
I'll tell you what's really weird, Tiger.
What's that?
The house I live in is a Knights Templars hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And this is a Knights Templars castle. So when they got all burnt by the tar and the heat and got Delhi belly and stuff, they'd have come back to my house in the Cotswolds to relax.
Yeah, they would have.
Which is ironic.
Did you know that the Knights Templars were the sort of SAS of the Crusaders?
Weren't you in the SAS?
No, I wasn't.
So say I was a Crusader and the castle was being invaded by, let's just say, camp cowboys, yeah? And you were down there coming up. I'd wait till you were below me with my big bucket of hot tar.
And then you'd go like that.
Got him!
But I would run around the edges.
Yeah, you probably would. Then I'd run you through with my sword.
Then I'd send somebody in front of me.
But then I'd send someone else.
Yeah. But I'd have somebody else too.
But then I'd get a bigger person, a knight.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd get a horse.
I get a bigger horse.
I'd get an elephant.
That night, we stayed at a hotel at the foot of the castle. Our guide, Sham, who we'd codenamed Jimmy, hung around like a bad smell.
Jimmy's trying to get a room. He didn't book on any of our hotels, so every time we turn up, he has to try and find one here as well. Nothing?
Today we're heading north, towards Syria's second city, Aleppo, and its world-renowned market. It's a 6-hour drive, and there's plenty to see on the way, so we set off early.
Oh, yes.
It's quite nice and refreshing.
This is where Simon Le Bon and Dran did Wild Boys. All right.
Lovely.
How are you? How you doing? This is my friend Pete. I'm Dom. How's things? Is there a bar near here? This is like an enormous Roman street
Just
in the middle of nowhere, and there's no one here. Look at this place. Is there anyone in this country?
Arriving in Aleppo, I actually managed to navigate us all the way to the Baron's Hotel. In its time, the place to stay for any visiting personality like myself.
We're at the Baron's Hotel in Aleppo, where people like Lawrence of Arabia and General Allenby and anyone who's anyone in the last 100 years has stayed. And it's us now. Come on, Tiger.
Okay.
I'd stayed here many a time as a boy, and it was really weird to be back and to find that so little had changed.
Hello. Dom and Pete. Feel a bit like Lawrence of Arabia yet, Tiger? I don't think Lawrence of Arabia would have worn a shirt like that, I have to be honest. It's probably what Lawrence of Arabia did.
What, have a little nap?
Have a little snooze.
Yeah, then going down and having a quick drink.
I wonder what he'd do. Do you think he'd go out for a drink, Lawrence of Arabia?
Yeah, I think so.
That's certainly why my parents and why a lot of people kind of got the bug of travelling in places like Syria are exactly for these kind of old hotels. They've just got atmosphere, and you just can't find hotels like this, very often in the world. They've just got a lot of history, a lot of character, a lot of charm, and it's just fantastic. Cheers, Taika. Aleppo.
haven't got any others. A bit strong.
Oh, it's lovely.
So we haven't been in the desert yet?
We skirted it. Yeah, we haven't quite been in.
With it,
we flirted with the desert, but tomorrow we hump it.
Over coffee, the next morning, we boned up on the local news. But I couldn't quite shake the feeling that we were being watched.
Well, we're leaving Aleppo today, and today's our first day going into the desert proper, and we're not quite sure where we're going to camp yet.
But we thought we'd just stop somewhere.
Yeah. Somewhere rocking. Eggs.
Aleppo is world famous for its magnificent markets, or souks, so it's the perfect place to stock up for a night's camping.
Right, I don't think this is going to be the shopping extravaganza we were hoping for.
I'd unfortunately forgotten that it was a Friday, the Muslim day of rest. On top of that, it was Ramadan, the Muslim holy month. Basically, this was probably the worst day in the year to choose to go shopping in the Middle East.
Imagine, if you would, this place open and chock-a-block and heaving with people and everything, you know, buzzing around you.
So Tom, why are we doing this again?
This is just like, do you remember back in Lebanon when we did the pointless walk through the vineyards?
Oh, yeah.
This is another
one of those.
Aimless walk up the thing just to fill time. Jimmy is following us at the moment in his van. Pete's quite mellow about it, but it really pisses me off. Because, I mean, what I hate is if he turned up and just said at the beginning, right, I'm here to make sure you don't film stuff I don't want, you're in our country, I'd say, okay, fair enough. But it's the fact he goes, oh, I'm your guide and stuff. He doesn't know anything about it. Keeps taking pictures of us that he calls memory pictures, which he's constantly taking, and we're constantly hiding our face with glasses and stuff. And it's just, it's awful. But the really bad thing is, like, we're here for 3-4 days, so it's a bit annoying. But I mean, people live in this country under this sort of rubbish all the time.
Where's the love song set us free? Too many people down, everything turning.
With Jimmy in tow, we head east into the desert to make camp.
We've just driven 2 hours from Aleppo.
Those birds.
Are those vultures? We've just driven 2 hours from Aleppo, and the idea was we were going to turn off into the main desert and camp. And our minder, Jimmy, he said the only place we can camp is just outside a town called Raqqa, where he's staying. So we've come up to have a look at where he suggested. And at the moment, it seems to be a rubbish tip, but it might get better. Let's have a look. This is like hell. Oh God, it stinks. There's vultures. Well,
I'm not sure we should.
I think there seem to be slight crossed wires between us and Jimmy, our government minder. He felt this would be the best place for us to camp the night for the desert experience. There's stuff on fire. That's a dead chicken.
Oh, it's a bit nauseous.
And that is human feces. I think here, Willie. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'll make a lovely spot.
I'm trying to remember what Ray Mears said about desert camping. I think every documentary like this needs its moment of conflict, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I think we're about to have that. Should we go and have a word with our friend Jimmy? This is where we should camp? We were supposed to be camping in Risafa. Yeah, we did, last 3 days. And suddenly you ring up and say we can't, and this is the only place we can camp. It's like a rubbish tip.
I'm your guide.
You're not a guide. You don't know anything about here. You haven't said a thing. We didn't want a guide.
They assign me your guide.
Who? The government?
No, the Ministry of Tourism.
The government?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but there's always a misunderstanding. No, every time we do something, no, had enough. Every time we try and go somewhere, you either drive far ahead or you stop us doing it. It was very clear. We're not like, don't know what we're doing. Okay. We were supposed to be driving today, going down to Palmyra, camping in the middle of the desert, and you just rang up and said, no, I have to report on where you are every night. Did you say that?
Right.
So who are you reporting to?
Okay. Please, just could you shut up this, please? Could you shut it off?
With the cameras switched off, he finally admitted his true agenda.
He has been hired by the Ministry of Tourism, i.e. the government, to look after us, but he has to report to Syrian intelligence where we're going to be every morning, every night. So the idea of camping is an absolute nightmare because he doesn't know where we're going to be. I feel a bit sorry for him now, actually, because it turns out he's probably not I don't think he's that with it, really. I don't think he's done this sort of thing before, so we'll see what happens.
Having been denied our night on the rubbish tip, we followed Sham to his hotel. I have to admit that I had a terrible night's sleep. I felt a bit bad about shouting at him. I decided to find a way to make peace.
Well, I'm going to fast today because it's Ramadan, and Sham here has been fasting every day. We have been feeling a bit guilty having lunch in front of him, so today I'm going to fast.
Ramadan is the Islamic holy month, during which all Muslims are banned from eating, drinking, or smoking during daylight hours. Sham explains.
The reason why, just to feel inside your heart how the poor people live when they don't have money.
You know, we're about 20 minutes in, and I quite fancy...
And I've got 2 cups of coffee.
All right, I quite fancy a coffee and a cigarette, but it's fine, I'll make it till tonight.
I just thought it'd be sensible if one of us ate. You know, driving the car, we've got to go through the desert and stuff, so I think one of us needs to remain, you know, fully in control of all their functions.
Today, we enter the desert for real, heading south via the ruins of Rasafa and then on to Palmyra and the end of our quest, the caves where I carved my name.
I'd really feel like the icing on the cake if I found that signature, it really would. I mean, this trip's been so amazing. You know, coming back to all this stuff, seeing new stuff, seeing this country, seeing Pete naked, and then to see that as well would be, it'd be wonderful, really would. No, we're in the middle of the desert. In Syria. Yeah. No, it's rubbish.
The 200,000 square miles of Syrian desert stretches all the way to Saudi Arabia and Iraq. It's not the sort of place you would want to get lost in.
Do we want to go that way?
Palmyra? Palmyra? That way? You sure? Shukran.
Yeah, it's that way.
Rasafa was a place from which a mighty Syrian king set out and conquered the entire world, which he ruled for eternity and a day. Well, that's what Sham said anyway. But Pete's Lonely Planet said that it was a relatively unimportant desert staging post on the Silk Road. Whatever the truth, I remember coming to this place as a kid and being savagely beaten for stealing some of the shiny stone that it's made of called gypsum. But at 35, you'd think Pete would know better.
I got some real, genuine gypsum.
You can't take it, son.
I'm not taking it.
That's grave robbing or whatever, antique robbing.
I'm not taking it at all. I'm just holding it for a little while.
Okay, you're not going to take it out of the country?
No, not
promise.
at all. I promise.
Scats honour?
Yeah, scats honour.
Swear on your mummy's life.
I never do that.
I got you.
Oh, no!
The thieving gypsum bastard.
There's tunnels, loads of tunnels. It's very weird. It's also been used as a loo. There's no entrance fee, there's no one here, it's in the middle of the desert. It's amazing. Just these places in Syria where there is absolutely no one. And it's fantastic. I'm getting sick of this.
What, fasting?
No, not fasting. These bloody...
Thirsty.
Silly walking shots in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, no.
I'm really thirsty. I can't believe I chose fasting day when we're going into the middle of the desert. That wasn't very well thought through, was it?
Not by you.
Are you thirsty, son?
No, I had quite a lot of coffee and water at breakfast. I'm fine, thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, I know the fast is just classic documentary grammar of like, you know, let's do something to show that we're really bonding with the local culture. And obviously suicide bombing's out, so this was the thing to do. But actually, yeah, it has taught me something more than I thought, actually, weirdly. It's taught me that I need to eat regularly. When you go into the desert, don't not drink. But apart from that, nothing spiritual. I'm really thirsty, actually. Are you? Yeah. We're in the bloody desert. It's so dry. I've got dust in my mouth. It's not easy being a Muslim. What's even worse is when you're driving, you're getting this mirage. You're just seeing pools of water on the road ahead of you. I keep trying to drive faster and get some splash.
I was desperately trying not to look at Pete as he was rapidly turning into a bottle of cool mineral water. I was also slightly worried I might die during the ad break.
The citizens
You're supposed to slide those doors open.
Only 10 are left in Football Icon, and they're all determined to make it.
These lads have made it quite difficult for me to pick 3 or 4 players.
Casper raises the stakes in Dream Team.
Me and you, we don't play for money.
What do you play for? Dares. Tomorrow night starts with Simpsons at 6:30, followed by Football Icon at 7 and Dream Team at 8. That's tomorrow night, Sky 1.
Make time for the Sunday Times. This weekend's free Parent Power CD-ROM helps you choose the best school in your area with impartial rankings and profiles of 2,000 primary, secondary, state and independent schools. It also includes a free Encyclopedia Britannica student library. The Sunday Times is the Sunday papers.
Open the door to the tastiest,
bring in the chocolate,
wildest, nuttiest DVD of the year. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Own it on DVD from Monday.
The dog. Proud descendant of the fearless wolf. His discipline and strong will are unmatched in the wild. The dog has been man's and woman's best friend for centuries. Now he can be yours. Nintendogs. Care for them, play with them, train them with your voice. Get Nintendogs and an exclusive Nintendo DS for $99.99 at Woolworths this Christmas.
She surrendered to the seductions of the rainforest and suddenly was taken to a place she had never been before, immersed in ylang ylang, ginger, passion flower. But she was not alone. Dazzled by the sensuous beauty of her hair, he whispered gently in her ear.
Where are my socks?
In the drawer, next to your loincloth.
New Herbal Essences Rainforest Flowers. Unbottle your wildest fantasies.
Herbal Essences.
Mobile handsets. They get smaller every year. Dinky little computer chips. Wafer-thin materials. And when you spend over £40 on groceries in Tesco, the price goes teeny-weeny too. Tesco Mobile. Every little helps.
See fields. Smell grass. See snow. Hear laughter. The new Epson PictureMate range. Don't just see your photos, feel them.
When a mouth ulcer pops up, Bongella's triple action helps kill germs, reduces swelling and relieves pain. Don't put up with it, sort it with Bongella. And now available new Bongella Cool, powerful soothing relief in a cool mint gel. Bongella Cool, a cool new way to beat mouth ulcers.
Rimmel's new Volume Flash Mascara. Unique lock and load formula. 5 times bigger lashes instantly. New Volume Flash Mascara from Rimmel London.
He's cute. He's charming. He's 2. In other words, my son's a monster. My monster's name is Simon. While he runs, jumps and turns the house upside down, I film him, edit clips, make DVDs, email movies to the grandparents, and everyone else I know. Because everyone loves a good monster movie.
Start something unscripted. Start anything you like with a world of software and devices that run on Windows.
W.H. Smith magazine subscriptions from $17.99. Glossy and smooth to the touch, but that's enough about me. Ding dong. Think W.H. Smith.
The one you've just seen. It's great, that's good, isn't it? This boy's just unstoppable. What? So confident.
That's Barry and sunshine after the rain.
The new Sky Gnome lets you listen to your favourite TV and radio channels all around your home.
To Sky News today.
Sky Gnome. Get ready to roam.
British police entered the Lion's Den in the concluding part of Road Wars USA after excellent adventure.
I'm halfway through a day-long fast in the middle of the Syrian desert, and my close friend Pete is not being entirely supportive.
I've got a fantastic lunch.
I've got the tuna,
I've got dates. I've got some special little desert cheese, all wrapped up so it doesn't get too cheesy. I've got some very fresh olives.
Just shut up and eat. It's rude to talk while you're eating, okay? So if you can have your lunch, just have your bloody lunch. Let's get on to Palmyra. Terry Waite's bloody hostage takers probably didn't knock on his door and go, "Oh, Terry, look, I have a kebab." look, Terry, you like a kebab, don't you, fatty, huh? Well, you cannot have.
I've been slightly teasing him. But it's just such an easy tease, you know. It's just silly not to.
I don't understand why I fucking invite you on this thing and you get the grub. It's insane. You should take one for the team, Tiger.
Well, I did say that I'd do it as well, but it was just deemed...
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I said I could.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. I'd had enough. Raging thirst was driving me insane. I needed some personal space.
I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride, with sword and pistol by my side. Many a young maid lost her baubles to my trade. Many a soldier shed his lifeblood on my blade. The bastards hung me in the spring of 25.
We finally arrived at our destination, the world-famous ruins of Palmyra. But I didn't give a shit. All I wanted was a drink, and there was still half an hour to go. Basically, on a fasting day, it's from sun up to sundown, and in most big towns there's a cannon that goes off to announce that it's time to party, or hufli as they say in Arabic. So about to have a big hufli. So for you, the end of the day is a little less exciting than for me, because I have cigarettes, beers, this kind of radiation orange, followed by a quick water, and then 3 beers.
I'll tell you, just to show a bit of respect and restraint, I'm not going to drink my beer until you drink yours.
So Pete, in a sign of extraordinary restraint, is going to wait for 2 minutes to have his beer with me. So who said he had no self-control?
Well, thank you very much.
Oh.
2 minutes. It's got to look good, that.
What if the guy who's going to fire the cannon is so hungry, he's passed out?
Then you've got problems.
And all of Palmyra is sitting here like...
Oh!
Woohoo!
Well done.
No. God damn, that's good. Oh, God, that's good. That is excellent. See,
it's got to be pretty sweet, that.
It is pretty sweet,
It's always, anticipation is such a great thing.
God, that's beautiful. Documentary cliche number 372. Cat exit stage left. Easy. Put it this way, if this one gets in, there is absolutely no content in this programme, because that'd be like the 6th walk or something. It's arty, but I mean, frankly, God, had enough. In the 2nd century AD, Palmyra was the financial capital of the Eastern world, and at the height of its power, it had a population of 150,000. Normally, it's a place that I could spend weeks in, but we had bigger fish to fry. We had to find a cave in the middle of nowhere that I'd last been to 30 years ago. We used to camp under these cliffs, and at the top of the sort of base of the cliffs, you had to climb up quite a lot, were these caves. And I scratched my name in one of these caves in about 1970, I don't know, 5 or something. So I just think it'd be really cool if A, I can find these caves, and B, if I can find my name in there as well, I'd just be rocking. So we'll see, but I'm not promising anything. Unfortunately, it had been quite a while since I was last here, and even then my dad had been navigating. I'd probably been asleep in the back of the car. So finding my caves was pretty tough. We spent a long, dusty, frustrating day, and eventually I started to think that we might not be able to find them at all. We might have to remain out here, lost and thirsty, until we were forced to make the ultimate decision. Who was going to eat who? But just when all seemed lost... I can't believe I found him. It's definitely the right place. I mean, I remember it. And we go to lots of places, but this is the one I really remember. And I got loads of photos of me standing here, and all my photos of the desert when I was a kid are kind of from here, this spot right here. So it's very cool, actually. See, look, they're the caves.
Oh, excellent.
And look, listen to this. Hello! Hello! I'm back!
Is there anybody there?
No, it's an echo, son. It's not actually anyone there.
Who are you?
It's Mummy, Petey!
Hello, Mummy!
Look at that.
Yeah, but that's not going to work. So.
It is, because I'm going to put kindling underneath. Just let me do the fire, you do the tent, all right? It's too late to make the climb tonight, so we pitch camp. Here's a top tip if you're coming to Syria, you want to get away from your government minder, camp, because he came out with us, took one look and said, no, this is crazy. So he's gone back to town to stay in a hotel, leaving us free to subvert the government, as Willie and I are going to do. Even better news came when we learnt that our tent was a hand-me-down from a previous celebrity in this series.
Is this Minnie Driver's tent? Do you think Minnie Driver's...
Is that Minnie Driver's tent?
Yeah.
God, I'm so excited.
It is.
I'm a big fan of Minnie Driver, actually, yeah. It's a bit of a heartthrob. So, idea of sleeping in a tent, never thought I'd get that lucky. So that's quite exciting.
This tent has erection instructions.
Fantastic. Pictures of Minnie. I'm sensing good vibes from it, though. Because the other tent on offer from this series was Vinnie Jones. And
that could just be a bit queer, couldn't it?
What did you say? Did you just call Vinnie Jones queer?
No, I said the tent, sleeping in his tent would be a bit queer, as in odd.
Braver man than me, Sonny.
I said queer as in odd.
Yeah, it's up to you. I think Vinnie loves the ladies.
Yeah. I'm sure he loves the ladies. He's a very tough man.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you for your tent, Minnie.
And we better apologise to Vinnie Jones about calling him queer.
I didn't call him queer.
You did, actually.
I said it was queer, meaning odd.
When we first met, when we were 15, we were always like a bit stupid. And now we're like, well, to be polite, mid-30s. And Pete's got
4 children.
4 daughters. And I've got 2 kids. And we're still idiots.
I don't see anything changing.
I can't see what you can do about it, really. B6.
Oh, no!
Hit?
Yeah, hit.
B7.
No, you missed.
Bollocks.
Okay, C3.
Miss. 7 a.m. and the caves looked very high up indeed. Well, I used to climb it a lot as a kid, but obviously I was 15 stone lighter and not a smoker, but we'll give it a go.
Really? Walk?
No, I'm going to give you a piggyback. Come on.
All right, son. Stay there.
I'm glad I'm not fasting today, I tell you that much. I thought you'd got tough in Newfoundland.
I am tough.
Huh?
I am tough.
Are you?
Yeah. What's that?
What? That's a scorpion.
Oh, fucking hell.
As Pete and I climbed the holy mountain, I was secretly praying that I wasn't imagining things, and that I had actually written my name on the cave wall. Otherwise, Sky One might not pay me the full amount they'd promised. Or even worse, tell Pete I was getting paid at all. Woohoo! I win, Tiger. Here they are.
Quite good view.
Not bad, eh? Weirdly, the caves seemed smaller than they used to be.
Let's have a look.
I had no idea which one was mine. It's just I can see through to another one there, though.
Oh, should we go out and try another one, do you think?
I think there's a bigger entrance. This one's a bit tight. Here we go.
Oh, a lot of sheep droppings.
Huh?
A lot of sheep.
Tiger.
Yeah?
There it is.
Oh, bloody hell, son.
Isn't that cool? There it is. Dominic, 1975. That's me. Tiger.
Quite good effort.
We've reached the end of the journey.
Well, perhaps it's time for a drink now.
Yeah, so all those ruins. Here's my graffiti.
Exactly.
You know what this is in documentary terms?
What?
Triumph.
Triumph.
Success.
Oh,
happy ending.
Succeeded.
Elation.
Yeah.
Good job.
Well done.
This is probably one of the final scenes of the documentary. We found my name in the cave, and now we're kind of high up above a desert. It's got a lot of spiritual context and stuff, and we're just sitting here contemplating.
So
we're drawing to a close.
Mulling things over.
It's nearly over.
Yeah.
Check's nearly in the bank. Our mission completed, we returned to Palmyra to say our goodbyes. Time for us to leave Syria.
I was very glad to be with you with this trip. I hope you will come back.
If next time I come, if I need someone to follow me around, I'm going to ask for you.
Thank
okay?
you very much.
Specifically.
I'll be waiting.
Suppose he wasn't actually that bad after all. He was only doing a difficult job in a difficult situation. In fact, everyone we met in Syria and Lebanon have been nothing but friendly. It just goes to show that governments like these are never that representative of the people they rule over. The axis of evil. It's actually not that bad a place for a holiday. I can't wait to come back with my own kids. Let them scribble all over ancient ruins for themselves. Which way would it?
This is that way.
Huh?
I promise, that way. Go right.
Are you sure?
Right, they're absolutely positive.
Really?
I've got on that. I promise. Trust me. Go on. Absolutely fine.
You sure?
Yeah, absolutely positive. Really.
Okay.
I know about map reading.
All right.
You don't sound very convinced.
We could drive there.